Hi everyone, Jaymes Mansfield here bringing you yet another video. Oh my god, you guys. So I'm going to bring you something a little bit different today. I've shown you how to do double stacks in the past, but I decided I'm going to get in depth with doing a double stack for a dear friend of mine, Dominique DeGrant from Camp Wanahiki Season 1. Yes, so I'm going to do a roller set and also a join with this wig right here that I styled from Dominique's own personal collection. This isn't from one of my wigs, okay? I don't sell that wig. But I'm going to combine this wig with another wig that I'm going to style for you folks today. So this is our base wig. It matches this one. This is how she came originally. I think this is yes, it's from the Janet collection. So it is sort of like a higher end beauty shop wig. They're like, you know, the higher ticketed wigs they have at the shops. And it is a nice, I think, what kind of fiber is this? It says here it's non-flammable fiber, which is nice, and it's from Japan. We are going to try this on, and I will be right back. All right, this is the wig before. You can see why it needs a double stack, because she's actually quite barren. And also, girl, this hairline, Dominique, girl. I was going to add more hair to it, like tie some on, but there's no more lace. And I was going to do a rooted hairline, but I don't like you that much. So I am going to add this and make it gigantic, and don't tag me in this afterwards, girl, okay? Say someone else made it for you. All right, let's try on the other wig. All right, this is how the wig will look before I teased it out. And yeah, this hairline, girl, I don't know who that it was designed for, but certainly not mine. Oh my goodness. Maybe it's, there we go. That's how it's supposed to be worn. Yeah, I have sideburn city right now. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to style it up and do a double stack with this wig. So I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Now I'm just going to brush through this quick and get out any kinks, and we will start our roller set. Yes. Okay, so I'm doing sort of like a proto Madonna hairstyle. Like if you saw my videos where I wear like the Madonna wig, this is kind of the hairstyle I'm doing, only it's going to be a much different hairline situation as opposed to those ones. But this is a really easy style. It's sort of like a play off of the Marilyn hairstyle. Let's start our roller set. Now, I'm using some wire mesh rollers, and I'm going to start off with the back pattern, which is different from the front. Like the front pattern, it has a roller that's going this way. In this case, all the rollers are going to be going directly back because it's going to be a back piece. So it doesn't have to have any kind of hair direction except, you know, back, because we need the curls. That's what we're going for here. So let's take our combs and start sectioning off parts of the wig. And this doesn't have to be too neat because it's all gonna get ratted down and teased up anyway. They just need the curls and they be somewhat in the same direction. But you don't have to worry about them like being perfectly lined because that's not necessary. Look at that, we did our first roll. Oh my God, okay. Let's do it again. I love doing roller sets. I know a lot of folks don't really like doing them, but me personally, I find them so relaxing. It's one of my favorite parts about doing hair. It makes me feel like I'm like one of those old school hairstylists from like the 50s, just sitting there setting hair after hair after hair and brushing them out. Although I don't enjoy the brush out process. That's not my favorite, but I do love the roller patterns. I remember when I was pondering going to beauty school, that's one of the things I wanted to learn. And I found out like a lot of schools don't really teach roller settings anymore. Like it's kind of like a thing of the past that they don't really enforce anymore because nobody does them anymore except for old ladies. One of the hair salons I worked at, they actually would have an old lady that would come in with her own like hot rollers. Like she had the little machine that heated them up and everything, and she'd come in every few weeks or so and get her hair reset there. And she had to bring them in because the hair salon didn't have them anymore. They'd gotten rid of all of them in like the 80s. And this is one of the things where it's like, a roller set is one of those kind of hairstyling techniques that it takes a long time, but the end result is so gorgeous. And I hear a lot of people say you can get the same result from a curling iron, but I don't see it. I think you gotta do the real thing if you really wanna get that vintage feel for it. You gotta put the hair in the rollers, you gotta cover it with toilet paper and sleep on it after a night. Then you'll have the true experience and the true look. Whenever I do a roller set, I always think of like old Hollywood. Like people like Joan Crawford and stuff like that. You read biographies on them and would say things like it took hours for them to get done and get ready for movies because they had to do so much. And I really think about it, like the hairstyling has to factor into that. When you look at how pristine people's hair was for those films, like it was, you know, basically creating a fantasy on screen, because they weren't so much projecting what people actually lived like day to day. No one walked around with perfect hair and perfect makeup every single day of their lives. Whereas like you'd see Joan Crawford come out fully in drag with like the shellacked hair and the big old face all made up in makeup. Like it had to have taken hours, and I hear like they would get like ready at like 6 a.m. or like even earlier in the morning just to get that done. If you watch their opening scenes of Mommy Dearest, it recreates a day in the life of Joan Crawford in the 1930s at the height of her career, where she'd wake up at the crack of dawn, she'd splash ice water on her face and do an ice bath to her face to get the face pulled nice and tight. And she would do that for years. Like that was the old school facelift technique. That way the makeup would just rest on a nice solid face. I've done that a couple times. I'm not gonna lie, I was that gay, and I'd wake up early enough to where I could do an ice bath on my face, and I never got the results I thought it was gonna give me. It just, you know, kind of gave me a cold in the morning. But, you know, they were built differently back then. So as far as it's concerned, I think that's an old wives' tale, but what do you know? Anyways, I digress. They would take hours, and if you look at the film she was getting ready for, it was like a winter ice skating film. And what they were supposed to show in that film that they didn't was that Joan Crawford, when she was filming it, I think it was like Ice Follies of 19 something, she actually cut her leg open with an ice skate while rehearsing, and she did the whole filming day with a cut open foot and never complained, and basically got it taken care of because she was that much of a professional. She didn't want to say that she was injured and have to stop filming. She wanted to get everything done that day, which is like such a shame they didn't include that in the movie. That would have been really like necessary to show like how committed she was. All right, I am back. She is all rolled up. That's how she looks. Glamorous, I know. Now let's put a bag over it and steam it. Yes, we're gonna lock this hairstyle in place. And like you know, I always steam it, and when it's hot to the touch, that's when you know it's ready. Not quite yet. Okay. So, what's going on in your guys' life? Me, personally, I'm about to go to Vegas to visit my sister. That's right, Las Vegas. The Sunset Strip, the city that never sleeps. Oh, it's not the Sunset Strip, that's LA. The city that never sleeps? Or is that New York? The city of bright lights? It's got slot machines in it, okay? That's all I know about Vegas, all right? And Celine Dion lives there. But I'm going to Vegas to visit my sister, so if I miss a week, you know why. God, this is boring. I'll be right back. I hate steaming. I'm just gonna take down our curls. They're all dried from being in the wig oven. Ooh, that didn't curl as much as I hoped it would. Hopefully the other ones did. Let's see. Ooh, oh Lord. Okay, maybe these have to go in the steam a little longer. We'll be right back. All right, I am back with my industrial steamer, Big Bertha. So, if this don't heat the hair, nothing will, because this thing gets ungodly hot. It already hurts touching it. Ow. All right, I'll be right back. Let's just take down our curl and see how she looks now. That was the curl I was hoping for from the first go around. Okay, see, that industrial steamer makes a difference. Invest a little more money in it. Yes, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, all right, and since we're gonna be doing some styling with this, I'm just gonna get started on this right away. I'm gonna cut off a few inches of this because I'm gonna be teasing it all down to match that wig. So, just gonna cut it as I go. This is such a pretty color, I have to say. It kind of reminds me of Shirley MacLaine's hair in What a Way to Go, where she has that beautiful pink bouffant wig on with the fur coat, like everything pink. It is fantastic. And I actually found out recently that was supposed to be a part for Marilyn Monroe. Like she was supposed to do that movie right after she did Something's Got to Give. Like it was in her contract, that was her next film. And she died, so it never actually happened. But could you imagine what that was like if she had done it? It would have been a completely different film. It probably would have done a lot better too, but that's besides the point. I still enjoy the one with Shirley MacLaine. Those always fascinate me, like those Hollywood stories of like the parts that never actually went to the people they were supposed to go to. Like Gone with the Wind was supposed to be Bette Davis as Scarlett O'Hara, but it was never going to happen. They did not see that from Miss Betty. And, oh, Rebel Without a Cause. Natalie Wood's part was actually supposed to be played by Jane Mansfield, That never happened. As well as James Dean was supposed to be Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando and Jane Mansfield. Just imagine what that movie would have been like. All right, we got our hair nice and cut and trimmed, and it's got the bounce to it. And we're gonna try and keep that as much as possible. So it's gonna start packing her down loosely. And depending on how you do a roller set, like if you wanna do like a great, you know, bubble flip, this kind of roller pattern is what you need. You don't need to do like any kind of sideway rollers or anything. Just all of them going straight back. But since this is just going to be an augmentation, I'm not so much worrying about that. They just have to show the curls and that's it. There's not a whole lot of shape that's going into this. It's just what to fill out the back section. She is all teased out now. Now, the styling portion is actually not a whole lot. This section here, the front part of the wig, you don't have to worry too much about it. I'm just gonna go through it somewhat neatly just to get the hair going the way I want it to, but you're not gonna see any of this because it's gonna be joined. And right now I'm basically back combing the hair with the pick. It's like an extra layer of teasing going in. And when I do that, I pay attention to the ends because they flick out, and that's gonna help create the hairdo. I'm going in with my brush now, and I'm gonna be brushing through the ends, and it's gonna flip out the hair at the ends, and that's where we know we have to do our trims. Like if it starts to roll up like this, it's too long, so you trim it a little bit more. Now I'm basically just cutting it to match the length of that one. Like I said, we don't have to worry too much about it being any kind of shape here because all this is going to get covered and combined. And try and be careful with the scissors. Don't be all reckless like me. I'm pretty bad about that. But I've also been working with scissors for a long time, so I haven't had too many accidents. Now, I will for real be right back, and we'll get to the actual sewing portion of this video. All right, we're back. Now, it's time to section off our hair, so I'm just going to go through and pull up some of my hair and separate it. Yes, there we go. Separation, separation. Okay, now that's how it looks after I separated it. That's a good section. Cool. All right, now we're gonna take our wig we just did and we're gonna put her in that section. Now, if you want to make it even bigger, you can stuff it up with bubble wrap or a bag or something, but this will be just great. It'll look huge on the head. All right, now I'm just going to take a pin and do a temporary pin just to hold it in place while I sew it. Okay, try not to stab yourself in the hand like I usually do. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. No blood this time. I'm proud of myself. All right, then I'm going to take some floss that I tied onto a hook needle, and I am going to sew this on with a simple loop stitch. Now, I have that front section sewed on. I'm gonna take some bubble wrap. I decided I'm gonna do bubble wrap. So I'm gonna take that and ball it up loosely. And it should just open right up. Yeah, it totally does. Should be able to open it right up. You can see the whole gap inside of there. Stuff it on in there. There we are. And put it back down. And now you take a moment to look at the hair and see how it's all gonna sit on the head. Now, if you want to sit higher on the head, that'll create more volume. So that's what I'm going to do. And you can either sew that or you can pin it, but since we're stretched for time, I'm just gonna pin the rest of it. Plus, I don't know if she wants to keep the bubble wrap in there, so we're gonna do a temporary hold on this. I'm pretty sure you guys know how safety pins work. All right. Ooh, and she's bouncy, look at that. Now, it's just a matter of just taking your little smoothing brush and joining them. And this is probably the easiest way to do it with a short wig because you don't have to worry too much about like so much hair being in the way and so much packed down teasing. Like this is really, really quick. All right, now I'm just gonna fix her up a little bit and I'll be right back and try her on. Welcome back. This is the final result and holy hairline, you guys. Oh my God. I like this and I like the double stack moment, but this hairline is just not for me, girl. Thankfully, I don't have to wear this wig any longer than this video, so enjoy, Dominique. She's got the head the size of a garbanzo bean anyway, so I'm sure this probably looks natural on her. Anyways, now I have to say I love this double stack moment because it really fills it up in the back. Like, look at that. That is gigantic. And it's always best to do a double stack on a smaller wig. That always helps too. Like if you have a couple small wigs that are the same color laying around, just combine those things together with a little teasing. You'll be good to go, sister. This wig is fabulous, but it is just missing one more thing. The Jaymes Mansfield Magical Wig Spray from Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. Let's just give this wig a spritz. Ah, now my hair smells just like cream soda. Available at blackphoenixalchemylab.com. Girl, it is sideburn city in here. God Lord. Speaking of sideburns, grooming can be an absolute drag, but thankfully I have Manscaped. Use my code Jaymes20 or Mansfield for 20% of your purchase plus free shipping. And I bet you want to look as gorgeous as I do. Try using my code Jaymes at Gerard Cosmetics for 30% off on regular price items. And lastly, I would like to take a moment, a Venmo moment, where I thank everyone who's tipped me on Venmo. I would like to thank Enzo, Darian, Francisco, and Steven. Thank you all so much for the tips on Venmo. Now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye. Hit the outro. Click here and watch me transform a vintage Renee of Paris wig. Or see me create a heart-shaped halo wig from subscriber submissions. Come on, click it. You know you want to. If you don't click it, I'll put Visine in your morning coffee. So click it.